Hello, I'm Daniel. I've never really done a blog post like this, like a video blog or anything like that, but here we go. I think this is important, so yeah. So I feel like we need to be honest on social media. We're always posting Instagram pictures and Facebook statuses, etc. about the great things in our lives. But we need to also talk about the things that, aren't so great and that are difficult, but that make us human. We need to recognize that and to acknowledge those things. So here's mine. For me, I have a stutter, and you can't probably hear it right now that much because, funnily enough, which isn't a word, finally, there it is. But yeah, usually when I'm speaking to myself, when people who stutter speak just to themselves, so that they don't stutter, it's a nerve thing maybe, or it's a subconscious thing. Like if we're like or it's like a conscious thing. Like if we know that we're being watched and we stutter because we get nervous. And I'm really not sure. Again, I don't know. I should really look it up. But yeah. So throughout my life, it's been difficult in grade school and in middle school. Well, in grade school, like up to high school, like up to the end of grade 8, basically, I was kind of bullied and people just weren't nice, right? And so that made it hard for me, and that made me have some depressing times, right? Be sort of depressed sometimes, and I'd feel lonely, and even in high school, actually, I felt pretty lonely. I had one good friend who lived in my neighborhood and who I have known since grade or like since I was like a baby. Basically, we like grew up together as like babies, and he's amazing. But yeah, in high school he kind of found his niche a bit towards the end of it, and that's great for him. I'm super happy for him. Yeah, I'm super happy for him. Um, and I admire that he could get out there because he's an amazing guy. He's always so funny and just so random, but I think he was just nervous about like getting out there, and he finally did it, and that's amazing. And I think I didn't, even though I kind of am starting to a bit more now these days, but I kind of didn't, because in grade 6 and in grade 4, 5, 6, mostly grade 5 and grade 6, yeah, I was kind of out there. I kind of tried to put myself out there and to not have like a filter, and that didn't work out so well because I was bullied for that sort of, and just for saying whatever was on my mind, kind of. So then I thought in like grade 7 and like grade 8, okay, maybe now's the years, or maybe now's the time, I guess, rather, to just, be quiet and be like a nice kid, which I think I'm a nice person, but I just kind of made that the focus of my personality and of myself, right, in grade 7 and grade 8, and that kind of backfired because, I was known as, like, the kid who just doesn't say anything, and who's just kind of, like, there, right, and who just kind of, like, follows the crowd around. I don't know, so that wasn't good, so I got kind of bullied for that, and that was really tricky. That was probably the worst 2 years in terms of bullying of my life, right? Like grade 5 and grade 6, I was in like a small school, so it didn't really matter. Like it wasn't as bad, but in grade 7, like grade 8, and everyone's trying to like find themselves, and being social is such a big part of those years. Whereas in grade 5 and grade 6, I think, and at least how it was for me in high school, like I was still largely kind of attached to my parents and all that stuff. So, but like grade 7 and grade 8, you're starting to get some independence, right? So being social is a big part of your kind of career, and that was tricky for me. And then, so in high school, I kind of thought, okay, now I've kind of done both routes of how I'm going to present myself. So I kind of tried to strike a balance. So I was like really nice and really polite, which I am as like a person. I think I just wasn't very like outgoing, but like I did talk, and I did try to start conversations. I just wasn't out, out outgoing. I wasn't myself. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's that kind of. So so anyways, yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, yeah. So that was kind of the reason why I didn't kind of step out of my shell like how my friend did, and as I said, I admire him totally for that. But yeah. So anyways, yeah. So high school was sort of difficult as well. And yeah, then even into university, I was feeling kind of like alone, and a bit sad, right? But yeah, so even in like university, like now I'm like still in university, and I'm still kind of just learning to kind of get out there and just learning the benefits, rather, I guess, of like like getting out there and getting into clubs, and I've joined some and they're amazing, but I'm still kind of a bit anxious about doing that, so I'm still kind of learning. But I think that, so stepping away from all that, I think it's important to kind of share that, because we have this now like at our fingertips we have this great opportunity to just like connect, and to use YouTube and use Facebook and use the internet, use social media to actually bond and to talk about social issues, and to work together, to work collaboratively, to engage with our fellow humans, and to talk about issues that we need desperately to talk about, right? Like mental health. We're all together on this planet, and mental health is something that we all struggle with, no matter if we're macho and we don't want to talk about it. And maybe that's something else that I'll talk about in another video, is the obvious huge issue with like the whole idea or complex of like men having to be macho, and that's just ridiculous. But that's something that propones or spurs mental health issues, and same for like women with not being macho, right? With their identities, right? So maybe that's something that I'll talk about in future videos. But yeah, like I think that we have these amazing tools and these amazing resources like YouTube and Facebook and stuff to talk about these issues, and we are like there's these amazing YouTubers on YouTube. Well, yeah, talking about mental health and their vulnerabilities, and that's like amazing. But it can't just be them. Like we all have to talk about it, because then, even though it's not the idea of like experts, it's still sort of the idea, because it's like they're the like lecturers and we're just like listening. But we have to be engaged in the conversation too. It has to be collaborative. So that's my call out, is for people to make videos highlighting their vulnerabilities, to get into the conversation, and so we can all work together as one team to kind of confront and, in its own sense, silence the stigma of mental health and of people not being okay, and of vulnerabilities, because we all have them, and we need to start, I think, owning up to them, in the most positive sense, and in the most encouraging way sense. We have to own up to them. So yeah, I'll keep making videos, and hopefully other people can do the same, or even just post a status, not even just, or post a status about a difficult time that you're going through, or something in your life that makes you human, right? Let's start humanizing socialization, I guess. So, thank you, and hopefully this catches on. Have a good day.